The topic of personality disordered parents and alienated children have often been discussed in family law, but not really together. And so what I want to do is, in the first half of this morning, is talk a lot about personality disordered parents, and the second half talk a lot about alienation. There may be a connection there, and I'll give you a lot of explanations for that, but I'm not saying in any one case what is exactly going on. We have to look under the surface, and on the surface, a lot of cases look very similar. Under the surface, a lot more comes out. So this is the background. There's three core issues of personality disorders that tend to lead some of them to become high conflict people. So I want to talk about these, and then most of the time we're going to talk about the ones that are the high conflict personality disorders. That's the one we see in prolonged litigation, the high conflict cases with the thick files, etc. First of all, they lack self-awareness. So they don't really reflect on themselves. They don't see their part in the problem. And this is true for all people with personality disorders. Now, the idea that they don't know how to change really doesn't come into play much because they don't think they have a problem. That's part of the disorder. So they're not trying to change. As I said about as a therapist, if I had people with personality disorders coming in, they're usually coming in to talk about somebody else. So they weren't coming to work on changing themselves. The ones I had who were willing to work had another problem. Substance abuse. And so, for example, they're in for that, and it's like this is part of the problem. So they do, actually the work for recovery for substance abuse is good for the work that people with personality disorders need, like doing a self-inventory, becoming aware of themselves. Anyway, but knowing this, you can override it. So with your high conflict parents, if you're working with them, you're going to feel like getting angry back. And when they get angry, you're going to feel that pull. And that's your amygdala and your mirror neurons. But you can override all of that. The prefrontal cortex says, wait a minute, I'm in charge and it's not a crisis. Calm down, Bill, it's okay. You can handle this. So overriding that so you don't get hooked. So you can stay calm in working with parents with personality disorders. Okay, so impact on parenting. They rely on the kids for a secure relationship. Remember, attachment disorders, people haven't resolved, haven't gotten what they need from a secure attachment. They're still looking for a secure attachment in adulthood. And if they put those childhood attachment needs on a new partner, part of blowing up the relationship may be that piece. It's too intense. These folks are often too intense with each other. They blow up the relationship. So they turn to the kids. And it's a common symptom of high conflict cases, and I believe that it grows during high conflict litigation. And I've had about 40 cases, actually probably by now about 45 cases with alienation. About 20 as a family lawyer and about 25 as a consultant. And it grows. And it grows with people's anger about it. Parents say, well, you're doing that. You're alienating the child. No, I'm not. You're acting badly, and that's why the child doesn't want to see you. That's the classic argument. And the levels of anger go up. And the lawyers get angry, and the therapists get angry, and the judge gets angry. And as the anger goes up, the alienation increases.